What is going on, everybody? What is going on? The Catch fam. Hope you guys are doing phenomenal tonight, man. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. Hope you guys are gearing up for week 16 of the 2022 NFL season, for week 16 of the 2022 fantasy football season. It's Christmas week. It's the second round of the playoffs for a majority of you guys out there. It's been a crazy season. This season has gone by so freaking fast. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But I'm excited to be here with you guys tonight. You guys know what time it is, man. Time for some live week 16 fantasy Q&A. So hop in the live chat, man. Let me know what you guys need. Start, sits, ads, drops. We still have time for the waiver wire. Let me know what you guys are looking at. Roster confidence, roster non-confidence. You guys advance to the next round of the playoffs. You guys fighting for third place. You guys fighting for the toilet bowl. You guys fighting for the first overall spot. Are we looking at a championship? Are you guys on bye week this week? Whatever it may be, we're going to have some fun tonight. We're going to talk some fantasy football. So like I said, man, hop in the live chat. Let's get it popping. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. Nothing too bad, but I'll probably only stream for about an hour tonight, just so you guys know. I'm going to be drinking some tea throughout tonight's stream, but just not feeling 100% tonight. So, but I know it's an important week for a lot of you guys, so I was like, there's no way I'm not getting on stream tonight. So I just want to give you guys that heads up. But let's get right into tonight. Let's not waste any time. So we got Godfather in the house. What's good, bro? Great to have you, man. Great to see you as always. Appreciate you being here. After the review was good, man. Always love having you in the house. Was good, my guy. Hello, hello, hello. J-Dubs in the building. What's going on? We got the whole Catch fam here, the whole crew here. What's going on, guys? Great to have you. Boy Kevin in the house. What's up, bro? Great to see everyone tonight. Albert in the house. What's going on, man? McKinnon or Miles Sanders in full PPR? I go McKinnon right now. I go McKinnon. Playing some good football. A good matchup for him, right? The Seahawks have been pretty awful against opposing running backs. You know, I think last week, for some fantasy managers, there was some concern going into the week about McKinnon. Like, how competitive is this game script going to be? Are the Chiefs really going to need to throw the football that much? And the answer was yes, and McKinnon was heavily involved. Pacheco, had a good game on the ground, fumbled early, so that kind of like put a bad shadow over his performance. But Pacheco still played pretty well, did not find the end zone. And the upside totally lied with Jerick McKinnon. But when we look at the matchup for the Eagles going up against the Cowboys, I like this matchup for Jerick McKinnon a lot more against the Seahawks. Should be a competitive game script here. Like, I don't think there's the point I was getting at is I don't really think there's as much of a question going into this matchup. Like, the Seahawks are in a must-win situation on the bubble for the playoffs, and the Chiefs trying to finish out the season with the highest possible seeding possible. So I think McKinnon's the start here for me. After the review, everyone's still alive in the playoffs. I know last night, we had a lot of people coming through with victories. A couple of people did not make it out, but a lot of good news last night, so we'll see. Boy Kevin, tough week for JT and Lockett. Lost both of them, yeah. I mean, the only thing that could have made that worse is if you had Jalen Hurts, right? Prey in the house. What's up, my guy? Hello, hello. Boy Kevin, I just started flex between Hardman, DPJ, Slayton, or Zach Moss. It's between DPJ and Slayton for me. Slayton, a really good matchup. I think the Giants receivers are going to perform pretty well this week. So I do like Slayton going up against the Vikings. But if you feel better about Donovan Peoples-Jones, who's probably been the more consistent option between the two, then I'm fine with DPJ. I mean, double digits for DPJ every week since week 6, except for week 12, and double digits every week this year, except for 4 total weeks. Well, I guess 5. He had 9.9 points, 9 points in week 5. But DPJ has been the more consistent option, so you might want to go there. But Slayton, more risk, but maybe more upside. Pray, I think we're going to talk some fantasy football. Let's do it. After the review, losing Hurts on my bye. Need a quarterback to help get to the finals. Minshew or Pickett? Is that really all that's out there? I'd probably go Minshew. Mr. Jones, what's up? I got Hurts if he misses. Should I play Watson or stream Purdy? I might go Purdy. I just don't see a high fantasy season for Watson, or high ceiling for Watson. Yeah. 17 points in week 14. Outside of that, 12 or less points. He gets the Saints. It's not really a good matchup. Not an awful matchup. It's not a good matchup. I'd probably go Purdy. Must-start quarterbacks and tight ends will drop tomorrow. And in that video, I went over a lot of streaming options at the quarterback position. Let me just pull them up here. So you guys don't have to wait till tomorrow since the waivers go through tonight. But if Derek Carr is available, I do like Derek Carr. He gets the Steelers, allowing the 11th most fantasy points to the quarterback position. Danny Dimes, I know he's hard to trust, but he gets the Minnesota Vikings, allowing the 5th most fantasy points to the QB position. Aaron Rodgers doesn't feel great, but the Dolphins are allowing the 2nd most fantasy points to the quarterback position. Tom Brady. If Brady's out there, I say go pick up the GOAT. I think Brady is a good start to finish out the season. Gets the Cardinals, allowing the 8th most fantasy points to the position. When we look at Brady, we look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They got to win out. I think there's a scenario where they don't win out and they still make the playoffs, but they're going to be trying to win out. He gets the Cardinals, the Panthers, the Falcons if you play through week 18. I think Brady is a good stream to end the year, man. You know, he's got nothing else to do but put it all on the line. Jared Goff gets the Panthers this week, allowing the 18th most fantasy points to the position. Goff didn't look as great last week, but worth a shot. Brock Purdy gets the Commanders, allowing the 17th most fantasy points to the position. I do kind of slightly worry about Brock Purdy, especially with the way Danny Dimes performed against Commanders this past week. But if Purdy is the best option, I'm still okay with it. Zach Wilson gets the Jags on Thursday Night Football. Mike White is out. The Jaguars allow the 6th most fantasy points to the quarterback position. I think you can consider Zach Wilson coming off a 20-point fantasy performance, right? Sam Darnold gets the Lions. If you're absolutely desperate, the Lions allow the most fantasy points to the quarterback position. So those are the guys I like the best. But, of course, it's always subjective based on what's available for you guys. Okay, what's up, man? What's a way I can do 2023 mock drafts for free? If you hop on Sleeper, you can do a mock draft at any time. But the rankings are going to be based off of the 2020, going into the 2022 season. So I think Friday nights we're going to be running 2023 mock drafts. So just keep posted and make sure you're part of the Discord. Link in the description down below. Completely free to join, of course. But that's the best way to get updates. And I think last week you guys really liked doing the 2023 mock, so I think we'll keep doing those on Friday night. So Spencer, what's good, bro? Big Trev in the house. Need a quarterback. I have Watson, Danny, Carr, Goff are the best out there. I go Carr. I like Carr against the Steelers. I really do. Good game script here. Both these teams have playoff hopes right now. The Steelers having no secondary. I think it's a big game for Devontae Adams. I think it's a good day for Carr, and Carr's looked good for the most part in the past couple weeks if you take away that matchup against the Rams. Is Hurts confirmed out? No. I don't think the Eagles are going to make this very easy on fantasy owners. Because why, they don't care about fantasy. They're trying to make it more difficult for the Cowboys to game plan. It's a very, the Cowboys defense is great either way, but it's a very different game plan if Jalen Hurts is starting or if Gardner Minshew is starting, So they're not going to let us know. But I think Hurts is going to miss this week. Okay, so last night we talked about this. After the stream, I kind of got a better idea of the playoff picture. And the Eagles need to win one game out of their next 3 games. Just one game. Any one of the 3 to lock in the number 1 overall seed because the Cowboys lost to the Jaguars. So this game doesn't have as much magnitude as I thought it did last night. It doesn't. The Eagles can lose this game and they can still lock up the number 1 seed. And either way, both the Cowboys and the Eagles are going to the playoffs. So I think there's a chance for either the Vikings or the Cowboys. I have to take another look. But the Eagles would have to lose out for another team to secure the number 1 seed. So as long as the Eagles win one game here, they're good to go. So they get the Saints in Week 17, a very winnable game. They get the Giants in Week 18, a very winnable game. And let's face it, the Eagles have arguably the best offensive line in the whole league. one of the best defenses in the whole league, a plethora of skill position players. They can win any one of these 3 games with Gardner Minshew at quarterback, so I have no idea what's going to happen with Hurts. Like, if Minshew starts in Week 16, the Eagles win this game, there's a strong possibility we don't see any more Jalen Hurts on the season. If they start Minshew and they lose this game, I think the likelihood of Hurts being out there, is higher. But there's also a world where this is a bunch of buzz and Jalen Hurts plays against the Cowboys, or he just sits out this one game and he finishes out the season. So it's a really tough read, and the Eagles aren't going to make it any easier. J-Dubs, Algier, Deion Jackson. I'd probably go Algier, but the problem is, like, both these backfields, you're getting a committee, right? Algier and Patterson, then Jackson and Moss. And ultimately, I don't know. I maybe I take that back. I probably go Jackson because it's just a much better matchup against the Chargers, as opposed to Algier versus the Ravens. I probably go Jackson. Algier has a good matchup next weekend, though, so I'd probably go Jackson for now, but Zach Moss is going to be involved. Yeah, Ash, it's tough for the Hurts owners out here, man. Godfather likes Algier over Jackson. I'm not totally against that by any means. Mubsy picks PPR pick 2, Zay Jones, Mike Williams, Hopkins, or Michael Pittman. Tough calls here. I'm a little worried. Obviously Zay Jones is going to regress from last week, but it's a short week. I'm starting to worry a little bit about the Jaguars on the week. I feel like Evan Ingram's the best start of the week, which is kind of concerning me. Mike Williams an interesting start, but the Colts are the best team in the league against opposing receivers. And then Hopkins, I don't know what to expect out of Hopkins. The ceiling is completely gone. I probably go. There's a lot of reasons to argue against any of these players. And then Michael Pittman, it's Pittman had a good game last week, right? We liked Pittman going into the week because it was the Vikings, and then this week he gets the Chargers. Not an awful matchup, not the best matchup. The game script really helped Pittman too. He got a ton of targets in the second half. I'd probably stick with your guys. I'd probably go Mike Williams and Hopkins. Go with the best overall players. I'm worried about Zay Jones this week, man. I still like Jones, but he's got to regress. It's a tough call. Joe, love the late night live streams, of course, bro. Work third shift is great to listen and get paid for it. Let's go, bro. Great to have you in the house, man. Gino or Fields this week? I go Fields. I just filmed must-start quarterbacks for the week. I have both of these guys on the list. I love both these players this week. I think Gino's going to bounce back. Just a tough week for Geno Smith, right? Tough matchup. The Niners, they're good at football. They're good at playing defense, right? Geno's still your quarterback 7 on the season. The Chiefs are allowing the 4th most fantasy points to the position. I like Geno. But, man, I talked about this in the must-start video. We just can't afford to sit Justin Fields. You just can't. I don't care what the matchup is. I go Fields. But both are good options. Winnie Cush, DJ Moore, Pacheco in the flex. DJ Moore. I like both. I do like both. But I go DJ Moore. I think he brings a little bit more upside. Both those guys in their respective must-start videos as well. So, good matchup for Pacheco against the Hawks. And ultimately, it's a good matchup for DJ Moore against the Lions. But I like DJ Moore in PPR. Starting Allen Cook, Pollard, Higgins, Waddle, and Waller. Yeah, looks good to me. Ash, Waller, Komet, or Jawan. All are good options here. Waller kind of surprised me last week. He kind of eased into the game, but did so in high fashion, Scored a touchdown. Looked good. Jawan Johnson, doing Jawan Johnson things lately. All kind of interesting matchups here. Not the best matchups for any of these 3 players. I'll go Waller. I can't believe I'm saying it. I can't believe I'm saying it. I'll go Waller. It's close, though. Who do you feel the best about, Ash? J-Dubs, Brady's going to find a way to fumble. He might. He might. Joe, I'm stuck on this decision. Do I flex Williams, Etienne, or Najee? Believe it or not, I want to go Najee. Tough matchups for the other two. I like Najee's matchup this week against the Raiders. Najee's been good as of late, too. I go Najee. All right, sorry, guys. Those of you guys tuning in, I'm a little bit under the weather, so I'm struggling on through the stream here. Drinking tea. It's getting me through. All right, A game. Zay Jones or Chark? Do you like Minshew or Purdy more? I go Zay Jones. Just far more upside than Chark. It's a tough call between those two guys. Not the greatest matchup for either guy, obviously. I go Zay Jones with what he did last week. I kind of want to say Purdy, but like I think Minshew is worth consideration here. You know, Washington has still played pretty well against opposing quarterbacks, as the Cowboys have as well, but it's very close. Ooh, my gut says Purdy, my heart says Minshew. Who do you like more, A-game? Andrew in the house, hello, hello. Noah, Tua or Fields this week? Ooh, that's a tough one. I go Fields. Chiefs or Broncos? Both are good options here. But I probably go the Broncos. Looked good last week, right? I mean, they look good all season, but haven't been the best fantasy defense. But the Rams couldn't move the ball at all last night. I go the Broncos. Starter sit Pickens over anyone like Godwin or Judy? No. No. I go Godwin and Judy here for sure. Godwin just missed the must-start video. We're looking like at kind of lower-tier receivers in those, or just lower-tier players in the must-start video. And Judy made the video. I like both those guys a lot this week. I think Godwin has another solid performance. Topher, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Pats defense or Chargers? I don't like the Patriots defense this week. I don't like them against the Bengals. I don't really love the Chargers, but they look better as of late. I'd probably go with the Chargers and Tampa Bay with your second question there. I just don't like. I don't want to count against the Bengals. And the next week they get the Dolphins. All right, Ash with the super chat. Thank you so much. The $5 don't know. Thank you, Ash. I appreciate it. Emojis in the chat for Ash. All right. Quarterback is Hurts. Wide receiver Chase and Hopkins. Running back is Ramondre and Pacheco. Tight end is Waller. Flex is Hollywood, Burks, Dion, or Goodwin, or Ramondre White. Going to have to play Minshew. So, obviously, you're starting Chase, Hopkins, Ramondre, Pacheco, Waller here, right? Like I said, we went over some streaming quarterbacks towards the beginning of the stream. If you guys own Hurts, and that list will be on tomorrow's video for quarterbacks and tight ends. So there are options outside of Minshew. It just depends on who's available for you. Looking at the wide receiver position here, the flex position here. I go Burks if he's healthy. If not, I go Deion Jackson. You know, Actually, Ramondre White's not a bad option either. You know, Ramondre White. I'm sorry, Rashad White. He gets the Cardinals. I might consider Rashad White here. I've liked White the last couple of weeks. I know last week was disappointing. The game script kind of got away here as the Buccaneers started to throw away the football. Fournette had the better fantasy day. I still think White is a quarterback you can consider, but I would just say whoever you're confident in amongst those three players. So let me know who you feel the best about. But definitely, I mean, overall, a good roster. You've got options here in the flex, so Deion Jackson might bring the most upside. I definitely stay away from Hollywood. And, you know, I want to like Goodwin, but it's just a tough call there, you know. Ash, let me know what else you need on the night there. Let me know what flex player you feel the best about. No quarterbacks left on my waiver. Got to roll with Minshew Mania then. He's coming back, man. It's Minshew time. All right. I am probably way behind in the chat, aren't I? Mel, what's going on? Looks like we all made it to week 16 or we're just fantasy football junkies. Probably a little bit of both. J-Dubs, I'd rather lose this game and play week 17 with Hurts. Yeah, I think that's what the Eagles are thinking too, man. How many bad weather games are going to be this week? I haven't checked yet, Albert. Heard up to 50-mile-per-hour winds in Cleveland. We'll have to take a look. After the review, one more quarterback question for y'all. Fields, Rodgers, or Danny? All are good options. But I probably go Fields. J-Dub saying Chicago will be blizzard conditions forecasted against Buffalo. Of course. Here's what I'm going to say about snow games moving forward. Wait till kickoff. If the field's clear, then don't worry about it. Because look at last week. I panicked. I was like, man, I don't want you guys to start the Bills players or the Dolphins players if this thing gets out of hand. And we got to look at the Ravens-Browns game. It's supposed to be snowy, too. And it didn't end up mattering at all. J-Dubs, I appreciate that update quite a bit, though. Because I haven't seen that yet. So it's definitely something that we need to keep in mind. And I'm not saying ignore it. But, you know, if you have those options, I think Fields is the best option on paper. Rodgers, Danny Dimes have really good matchups. But I just think with what happened last week, let's hold out on the weather conditions until the day of. I don't want you guys to sit. I mean, I don't really think anyone sat Josh Allen, but guys like Waddle and even Diggs, who had a lower ceiling. But, you know, it just didn't end up mattering for that matchup. And it was like, this is going to be the snowiest game of the year all week. Ricky, Eckler, Jacobs, Jones, or Pollard this week. Ooh. Can't really go wrong here, man. You got to go Eckler. Eckler's still RB1, right? Yep. What a great season. And he looks like he's going to be healthy for the week. Negative test. You just can't go wrong here, man. I mean, all these guys are studs. Aaron Jones had a huge performance last week. I'd probably go... Did you sit Pollard here? I mean, the problem is any of these guys can outscore each other. I can't imagine sitting Pollard, but he has the Eagles. Eckler, Jacobs, Jones? You can't go wrong here, Ricky. Who do you like the least? Mel, out of my 13 things, I have Hurts and 7 Gs. Herbert or Fields this week? I like Fields, but we're going to have to pay attention to the weather here. I'm a little worried about Herbert to end out the year, man. Tony, need one. Zay Jones, Chark, Akers, Curtis Samuel, Woods. You probably got to go Jones here, but like Akers is okay. Not much of a ceiling involved for Akers, but he does get the Broncos. I don't know about that. I got a bad feeling about Zay Jones on Thursday Night Football. Nick, would you start Zay Jones? He's been on fire, but I don't want to chase points. He's playing the Jets. Yeah, it's a short week, so that's why I'm kind of combining this question. Going off of Tony's question here. Chat, how do you guys feel about Zay Jones? How do you guys feel about the Jags offense? I know we had a little bit of this talk last night. Not everyone was in favor of it. With Hurts potentially, I have Kirk, Purdy, Zach, Well, Kirk might get snagged from league mate. Then you probably go Zach or Purdy. Both are fine. Space Ghost flexing Deion Jackson. I think he'll be fine this week. D-Hop or Kirk? D-Hop. I think you just got to trust a player like D-Hop right now. Cardinals got nothing to lose. J-Dubs, I'm concerned with the amount of carries Deion had in the overall offense in Indy. At least Atlanta's dedicated to running repeatedly by... It's a coin toss. Definitely a coin toss between the two, man. Better matchup lies with Jackson, though. Tony, I'm scared for Zay Jones, too. Goff or Lawrence? You don't fear the Jets' defense will be a problem. I think it could definitely be a problem, especially on a short week. Oh, I keep forgetting Colt McCoy is freaking injured. That's right. Oh, we might be out on D-Hop. I might have to revoke my answers there. I'm sorry, guys. I might be panicking on D-Hop. Colt McCoy's one thing. What's his name? Tracy whatever is another thing. Michael, semifinals. Let's go. Pacheco over Captain Kirk and Rashad White. Also starting Fields and Tennessee defense. I like Pacheco this week. And if it's super flex, I might go Kirk, though. But I go Pacheco over White. Seems like Jets defense can shut down wide receivers. Yeah, like last week against the Lions is a really good example. I mean, Amon-Ra St. Brown played pretty well, actually. But, like, you look at the Lions offense just absolutely humming right now. Really came back to earth against the Jets. You got the Jaguars offense on fire. Might come back to earth on a short week against the Jets this week. Ricky, already starting A.J. Brown and half PPR even with Hurts out. Neither wide receiver 2 with Lockett not playing. Smith, Juju, Judy, DJ Chark, half PPR. I go with Judy. Give me Judy. Judy, then Juju. I think if you risk A.J. Brown, that's fine. I'm a little bit lower on Devonta Smith this week. Will trust Bass or pick up Chase Kicker? Bass should be fine as long as the weather's okay. Ingram or Waller? I like Ingram this week, but Waller's fine too. Waller's just fine. Surprised me last week, but if you go... I like Ingram this week, actually. I have confidence in Ingram for some reason in the short week. He's like the one Jaguars player I'm really not worried about. J-Dub, Sauce will be on Jones since he's hot. I think it'll be a Christian Kirk game from the slot. Yeah, we talked about that being the potential last night. And I think it's a very realistic potential. Kirk might be the move here. Zay Jones might not be the move. Doesn't mean you shouldn't pick up Zay Jones and kind of stash him for next week, but you might have a tough game. Elliot, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Wendy Cush, what's up? Happy holidays to you. Good to see you guys. Algier Colts backfield to grab off waivers, but just to stash, not to start. I go Algier. He's got a good matchup in Week 17, so I go Algier if you're going to stash. Broncos defense or Titans. Both are good starts, but I kind of like the Broncos. The Buccaneers, a team to take a look at as well. Who'd you start, Waller or Chig and Conquo? Both are fine. I think Waller holds probably more risk but more upside. Chig a safer floor. Pray Mark Andrews or Ingram? Probably Ingram right now, man. I don't know what to do with Mark Andrews. Do we have an update on Lamar? Not ready to practice. That's not good. Right now, what I read is the Ravens have a 99, 95% chance to make the playoffs. They're in a really good position right now. I think they're in a position where they're going to let Lamar get as healthy as possible. Is it safe to drop Hollywood Brown? He's not productive. If you need to, for the win now position, yes, actually. Yeah, he's not going to be productive. I mean, good matchup next week, but like, a big part of his production is his chemistry with Kyler Murray, which is long gone for this season. Seahawks are done, Commanders are done, Packers are done, Lions are winning their first playoff game since '91. I guarantee it. Let's go, Paul. I'd love to see it, bro. I'd love to see it, man. Good to see you, Paul. Tony, Philly or Tampa Bay's defense? I'd probably go Tampa Bay as opposed to Philly against the Cowboys. Andrew, I have a lot of decisions this week. Let's get to it. Stevenson or Najee? I still roll with Stevenson. Lions or Tampa defense? I go Tampa, but I do like the Lions. Higgins or Najee? Higgins. Najee's okay, though. Who do you think is going to win, my team or my opponents? I believe in you, Bully McGuire. But we'll take a look at your matchup here. Mel, here are my ugly quarterback options. Darnold, Wilson, Gardner, Pickett, Mac Jones, Baker, McCory, Davis Mills. I would go with Zach Wilson. Then Sam Darnold. Then Gardner, then Pickett. And I wouldn't even consider the rest. Will, Goff or Lawrence? Goff. Yes, Chase McLaughlin is a really good option, Will, if you don't like Bassman and the weather. Bully, okay, your team is T-Law, Najee, Mixon, Stephon Diggs, Metcalf, Watson, Schultz. Good squad. His team is Herbert, CMC, Saquon, that's scary. CD, Judy, Hill, Olave. Close, especially with that running back tandem. And good receivers for him, but I like your team a little bit more. I really do. Yeah, I like your squad. I think you're in a good spot here. All right, sorry, guys. I know I'm way behind. Trying to catch up as fast as I can while dealing with some sniffles. Jesse, what's good, bro? Good to see you. Made the playoffs. Let's go. Was on bye. Let's go. Evans, Pittman, or Kirk start 2. I go Pittman and Kirk. Kirk should be fine on this slot. Pittman should see good volume. I know that Evans played a little bit better, but I'll go Pittman, Kirk. Elliot, sorry if this was covered. I just dropped in. Goff over Jones and Minshew this week. I'd probably go Goff. Yeah. But Jones or Minshew are okay. Let's see here. PPR, RB2. White, Connor, Kamara, Dobbins, Pollard. Whoo! I mean, these are all good options, bro. You know? I think you got to go Pollard. I mean, I really like Connor right now. Kamara's got a great matchup. Dobbins has got a great matchup. I like both of those guys, but I think you got to stick with Pollard. Don't you agree? What do you do with Knight, with Zach Wilson? Is he going to eat? Or until Mike White returns? I mean, the Lions played really well against White. Wasn't the best game script. I think he has a better opportunity this week against the Jags, but if you have other options, you might want to bench him. Andrew, need 2. Knight, Mixon, Rashad White, Dobbins. I go Mixon and Dobbins. Pray, I'm starting McKinnon over Ramondre Stevenson or Walker. I might just go Stevenson and Walker here. McKinnon may be a flex option for you, bro. Eduardo, Olave is questionable. I put a waiver for Goodwin, Shaheed, and Hardman. What would be my best option? Also roll with Kittle or play Johnson. I probably roll with Kittle right now, man. But the Commanders have played pretty well against opposing tight ends. So if you go with, well, the Browns have 2 for Johnson. So I think you just roll with Kittle, take the upside. I probably go Goodwin. Then Shaheed and Hardman kind of in the same tier for me. You know, in terms of what you could potentially get on the week. So, but yeah, Shaheed has looked really good the last couple of weeks. Like, we talked about him going into week 14. And then, you know, obviously the good performance against the Atlanta Falcons. He's in an away game against Cleveland this week. Looks like he's got good chemistry with Andy Dalton. So, I don't know. I might go Goodwin, Shaheed, and then Hardman. It's close there. Put in a waiver for all of them, see who you end up with. You know, Pray, like, I just think, like, you have 3 really good running backs, so it depends on who else you have. Like, if you can flex McKinnon is what I was saying, and then start Stevenson and Walker, like, that's kind of a smash play, bro. Jags offense does look good, Mel. J-Dubs, I love the offense, but I'm concerned that Sauce will be on Zay and this will be a Kirk game. Overall, I bet on the Jags. Yeah, man. I think I agree. Close calls. Yeah, I like Tampa's defense this week, Mel. Tracy Knight has respected Dave. Did John just disrespect Tracy McSorley? Throw out a dime. What's up, Jonesy? Waller or Ingram? Very close. I think we got this question already tonight. I think I go Ingram. But I'm good with Waller, too. Very close. DJ Duvernay, what's up, bro? With Herbert being active, you worried about Monty? No, I'm not worried about Monty. I think he'll be all right. I'm more worried about the matchup against the Bills as opposed to Herbert coming back. Him or ETN, I'd probably go Monty. Mel, a new dilemma. How do we feel about A.J. Brown? I have him, St. Brown, Chase, and Godwin need to sit 1. Yikes. Oh, my gosh. Do you sit A.J. Brown here? I mean, you really can't go wrong. I think Brown will be fine with Minshew at quarterback, though. It's so close, man. Bully, it's a question for all the chat, so listen up. Where y'all ranking DK this week? I like DK this week, man. I like DK this week. I think he's having a good game. He's one of my must-start receivers on the week, so I'm good with DK. Chiefs have not played well defensively. Yeah, that's the problem, Elliot, with like the Panthers have some good play at corner. J.C. Horn is having a really good season. But it's tough to say if he's going to try and lock down Amon-Ra or float. What's up, Santos? Good to see you, bro. J-Dub, Swift or Kenneth Walker worried about Kansas City game script? Yeah, it's a good point. You brought that up last night. Like, it's a good point when it comes to Kenneth Walker. If the Seahawks get further enough behind, could be worrisome. But Kenneth Walker played pretty well in the second half last week in a game where the Seahawks were definitely behind. But I do like Swift as well. And overall, the Chiefs have played very poorly against opposing running backs. So, I might go Walker. But I don't hate Swift. Panthers have been really up and down against opposing running backs. Thomas playing for third place, which sucks. It could be worse. Need a tight end. Goddard with Minshew and Njoku. Or Jawan Johnson. Njoku. I'll go Njoku. Oh, or Tennessee Titans. I like Okonkwo, yeah. I like Chig this week. I go with Chig. Chig's going to have a good week. The Texans have not played well against opposing tight ends. Bully's saying that Kenneth might not play. Yeah, Kenneth Walker's still questionable. Still dealing with the ankle injury. Definitely something to keep an eye on there. Drake London or Brandon Ayuk this week? What's up, Henry? I mean, I probably go Ayuk against the Commanders, right? But he struggled last week. Falcons probably going to be in a game trip where they need to throw the football. Maybe I go Drake London. Chat, what do you think? London or Ayuk? Ayuk struggled last week. Wasn't targeted very often. Maybe we go Drake London there. They said Lockett might miss one game. Do you think if I get the championship, should I start him? We'll have to probably make that decision next week. But it should be a decent matchup next. Oh, no, he gets the Jets. That's right. Like, that's a tough one. We'll have to see. Depends on who else you got playing. I know you got a pretty good bench player, so maybe not. Santos, Hopkins, Waller, Knight, White, Standard. Standard League, I'm going Knight or White. Oh, well, if Walker's healthier, I go Walker. Thought it said Waller. I might go Knight against the Jags. Spence, you got me or Steven this week? I haven't looked, but I think I gotta give you the edge here, man. Steven dealing with injuries, right? Gosh. I hate how Sleeper takes like an extra day. That's like my one pet peeve is Sleeper. It takes like an extra day to like update. Alright. Do we have week 16 matchups yet? See, it's like still like that part isn't updated. But you got Mahomes, Henry, Eckler, McLaurin, Cooper, Jawan, McKinnon, Higgins. It's probably and Dobbins. So some combination of those guys will be your lineup next week. Steven. Sam Darnold, Jacobs, Taylor, Hill, Lockett, Ingram, Evans, Monty, Carlson, New England, Huntley, Walker, Pickens, Waller, Jacksonville, Tennessee. I mean, like, you never know. I think Steven still has a shot here, but obviously you hold the upside right now. Yeah, I'll give you the nod for now. Would you bench Hopkins and McSorley plays for ETN? I feel like I may not know before ETN on Thursday. I mean, ETN looked okay last week, so if you end up going ETN, I think it's okay. I just don't think his ceiling's very high. You know what I mean? You're going to have to hope for a game like this past week. All right, let's see. Tight end, Goddard, Hawkinson, or Waller the baller. I'd probably stick with T-Hawk here. Probably stick with T-Hawk. Yeah, LeBron has a ton of points, Spence. Duvernay, is Minshew a decent grab for A.J. Brown stack, or is Darnold, Zach Wilson a significantly better option? I kind of trust Zach Wilson right now, which is scaring me. I don't think significantly better, per se, but I think just as good as Darnold or Darnold, Wilson, and Minshew are kind of in that same tier. Thomas, need 2 running backs, 1 flex. Barkley, Zeke, Dobbins, K9, DPJ, Lamb. Jeez. Playing Metcalf and A.J. Brown. You got to start Barkley and Zeke. I go Dobbins, believe it or not. But Lamb is fine too. Kenneth Walker, DPJ are all okay. I'd probably go Barkley, Zeke, Dobbins. Because Lamb still has the Eagles defense. Really, really close calls there, man. J-Dubs, Tampa or Denver? Well, it just depends. If we get the third stringer for the Cardinals, then I go with the Bucks. If not, I go with Denver. Both are good options. Henry, Schultz, and Njoku or Ingram? Super close. I'd probably stick with Schultz, even in a tough matchup. Should be competitive game script. But Njoku or Ingram are fine. Would you rank DK as a top 10 receiver this week? He's probably close. Let's see. Who would I put in front of him? I'm just trying to pull up, like, a standard list. Okay. Yeah, I would put him up there. So you probably got J.J. Hill, Adams, Chase, Diggs. Probably Brown as well, still in there. The receivers in the same tier as Metcalf, probably Lamb, St. Brown, Hopkins, Godwin, Waddle, Allen and Mike Williams, Higgins, Garrett Wilson. So, yeah, I think Metcalf in the top 10 is pretty realistic for sure. Good matchup for him. Played well enough last week. Points PF does mean points for prey, so yes. Ritter did not look good, I agree. But the advantage for London there is that the Falcons are going to be playing from behind. All right, let's see. James, pick 2 to start in the flex. Monty, Fournette, Swift, Higgins. I go Monty and Higgins right now. Swift is okay, though, if you have more faith in him over one of the other two. But I keep Higgins in your lineup. Would you start Zay Jones over Slayton or Slayton with a good matchup? I'm a little worried. Like, we've been talking about this throughout the night of Sauce being on Zay Jones. So I might go Slayton. I think Slayton's going to have a good week, you know. I'd probably stick with Slayton. I can't believe with Jones coming off of a 3-touchdown game that we're like, are we panicking or are we making a good call here? It's a tough read. I am worried about him for sure. Start 3, McKinnon, Stevenson, Barkley, or Connor. Wow, smooths. Good options. You can't go wrong here, man. Maybe I sit Connor because he's going to have potentially a third-string quarterback, and the Bucs have been really good against the position. So probably Connor, but like as of late, it just hasn't really mattered who Connor goes up against. He comes out with double-digit fantasy points, right? But I probably, out of these three, looking at things, bench Connor. Henry seems like Ayuk ceiling is capped to 6-7 targets now. I could see London getting 11 or 12. Yeah, I might lean London there. Duvernay, to your best opinion, who wins? Full PPR, Lamar, Minshew, Barkley, Monty, Diggs, Brown, Ingram, Hopkins, Ravens, or Dak, Eckler, Pollard, Pittman, Ayuk, Kittle, Deontay, Cowboys. I like the first team more. But you never know. Oh my gosh, we're caught up with the chat. Holy crap. I thought I was like still way behind. Okay. That's good. Jonesy, we got you, bro. Thank you for being here tonight. Dobbins did not practice today. Of course he didn't. Of course he didn't. Why would he? You know? Why would he not be hurt? Looks like he's the Ravens expecting to be good to go. They're just playing it safe. Stober, start 1, Schultz, Ingram, Chig, Johnson, Knox. Lots of good options here, bro. I like Chig as an upside play, but Schultz and Ingram are fine. Jawan Johnson's been fine. Knox coming off of a good performance as well, obviously. But tight ends are like the biggest headache right now. Tight ends are the toughest call on a weekly basis, except for Kelsey. You know? So it's just tough, bro. Any of these guys can outscore each other. I think Schultz will bounce back this week. But it's like any of these guys can outscore each other. Chig is a nice upside play. Good matchup for him. Andrew, what's up, man? I got to let you know I lost in the first round because Packers took a knee instead of running Aaron Jones in for a touchdown. Yeah, that one, that hurt a lot of people. Like, literally, whether Dylan was out, but, like, if Watson, who kind of got targeted towards the end there, or Jones runs it in, or, like, even on, like, spreads for sports betting, like, if the Packers just kicked a field goal, like anything. Like, there's so many different ways that hurt people. So I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Who's a better player at receiver, Garrett Wilson or Higgins? I like Garrett Wilson. It's very close, though. Higgins, like, the Bengals, I don't really care who they're going up against. You know, we're almost spooked last week on Higgins. It's like, I don't know, I can never trust Higgins again. 16 fantasy points, a touchdown, 8 targets, 5 receptions, 33 receiving yards. And it looks like the Bengals play okay when they're playing from behind. So, but I like Garrett Wilson a lot right now. And I don't care if Zach Wilson's a quarterback, personally. Did fine last week. Steven, what's good, bro? Hollywood or Goodwin? Goodwin. I don't like Hollywood at all right now. I go Goodwin. Jada, I'm scared of McKinnon and Henry, my best pods. I'm scared for you too, bro. But you never know. We're rooting for you, bro. Tony, did you answer this question? Who'd you start, Waller or Okonkwo? I didn't hear what you said if you did. Like, it's very, very close, man. Okonkwo brings you a little bit more upside, I think. Waller's fine. I think Waller surprised me last week. Coming back from injury, I was a little worried about him. He did just fine. Scored the touchdown. Good enough matchup for him this week against the Steelers. I think Waller might be a player we can show some trust in with the absolute wasteland that the quarterback position, or excuse me, the tight end position is. So, both are fine. I think Okonkwo brings a little bit more upside, though. Good matchup for him against the Texans this week. A must-win game for the Titans. You probably get Treylon Burks back, but overall, you know, like, who else is there on the Titans for Tannehill to throw to? Or if Tannehill, I guess that's kind of the bigger issue. Is, like, is Tannehill going to miss this game? Didn't practice today, dealing with the ankle injury. Like, if Malik Willis is out there, I don't know who the hell we like. Is he going to throw the ball at all? Are they just going to, like, I mean, seriously, if Tannehill is out and you're the Titans, why would you not just run the football the entire game? No, the Texans can't defend it, right? We have to pay attention to that. But I think Okonkwo will probably realistically be just fine. Steven, who's the pickup? Deion Jackson or Zach Moss? I mean, toss a coin, my guy. Your guess is as good as mine. I like to think that Deion Jackson is, because he's shown more, you know, value on the season, but it's a really, really tough call, man. They both got good volume last week, so I do kind of worry about it. But it's a good matchup for both of them. Stober Flex 1, White, Kirk, Brown, DPJ, Smith. I'd probably go with Kirk or DPJ. Whoever you have more faith in on the week. I'm a little bit worried. I'm not as worried about AJ Brown being the number one guy there. I think his volume will be fine. I just don't know what that chemistry between Minshew and Smith is. It could be good. Don't get me wrong. But it feels risky to me. I'm worried about Devonta Smith this week. I'm out on Hollywood. I like Rachaad White, but higher ceilings for Kirk and DPJ. Dak or Lamar if he's back, I go Dak. Should be a competitive game script there, even if Minshew's out there. Henry, Titans, Browns, Cowboys this week. I would go in the order that you've got them. Titans against the Texans, Browns against the Saints, Cowboys against the Eagles. But at the end of the day, you can always start the Titans, or excuse me, you can always start the Cowboys defense. Is Tennessee still a safe defense as we use target Texans, or is Cleveland better with the low Vegas expected total plus bad weather? I like both. Interesting, those back-to-back questions there. But, yeah, the Texans have still given up the most fantasy points to opposing defenses on the season. I know they look good the last 2 weeks. If I'm not mistaken, they've allowed the most turnovers offensively as well in the season. So, like, the Titans secondary sucks, but I think they'll be just fine. Cleveland's fine, though. I don't have an issue with the Browns at all. You know, they're, like, holding teams to a low amount of points right now. I don't have a problem with the Browns at all. You know, 31 points in week 13, 4 in week 14, 17 in week 15. I think they're okay this week for sure. Ryan, what's up? Goddard and Njoku or Schultz? Super close call. Super close call. You know, we've been talking about this throughout the night. Tight ends in this tier, like, can just easily outscore each other. You know, or it can easily just completely bust. It's so tough looking at players in this tier of tight ends. I might go Schultz. I got a good feeling about Schultz this week. I got a fine feeling about Njoku. It's tough matchups for both of them. It's tough matchup for all these guys, you know? It's tough. Who do you feel the best about, man? I would trust your gut on this one. Thomas, people seem nervous with Goddard because of Minshew. Didn't he put together a 100-plus yard, 2-touchdown game with Minshew last year? I believe you're correct. Let's see. Last year, Minshew... Week 13 at the Jets, 17 fantasy points. Goddard last year in week 17, 28.5 fantasy points, 105 receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, that's a really good point. I forgot about that, not going to lie. Goddard might be a move this week, guys. Like, that might be Minshew's security blanket on the week in a competitive game. In a game where it's possible the Eagles could end up playing from behind. That's a good point, Thomas. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see here. Need a quarterback available. Purdy, Minshew, Wilson, Jones, Ryan, Pickett. It's ugly out here, isn't it? I go... Wilson, Jones, Purdy is my first tier. Then Minshew, Pickett. And I just don't trust Matt Ryan. I just don't. Danny Dimes gets the Minnesota Vikings. Wilson gets the Jags. Good matchups. I might even put Purdy in the next tier with Minshew and Pickett. So I might go for Danny Dimes or Wilson if I'm you. Booger Dog, what's going on, man? It was a one-and-done playoff team. It happens, bro. Happens. Try and finish out the season strong. Get the best overall record possible. And ruin it for someone else, right? Stephen Joe, would you start Algier over Monty? Since Herbert is back, no, I still roll with Monty. I think he'll be fine. Mel, a lot of the same questions can be a good thing as we're all on the same page. Yeah, we had a lot of similar tight end and quarterback questions tonight, but it happens. Let's go Goddard. If that happens, I'd be happy, man. Come on, Goddard. Let's get it. But I wouldn't want to play him with A.J. Brown. I think you can. I think you can. It's just a really tough read. We don't really know what we're going to get here. But when it comes to tight end, like, I wouldn't worry too much about A.J. Brown being a factor or not. Tough calls. Booger Dog this year, I had second tier wide receiver and my top rated 3 and top 3 running backs faded. It was a tough year of fantasy. I feel like this year just flew by, but this year had a lot of interesting dynamics. Foreman droppable for Algier. If you need to win now, I think so. But Foreman can always come back. Like I do feel like there's some fluctuation in players like Foreman and Tyler Algier, so it's close. But Foreman gets the Lions, the Bucks, and if you play through Week 18, the Saints. So Algier's got a tough matchup this week against the Ravens, but then after that, against the Cardinals, good matchup there. Play through Week 18, not a great matchup. The Bucks. I might go Algier, yeah. Might go Algier there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've hit an hour on the stream. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, feeling a little bit just sniffly, under the weather, not 100%. So I was only going to hit an hour for the night, and hopefully tomorrow night, feeling a little bit more up to it, I can stream a little bit longer with you guys. Then Thursday night, of course, I'll be on with Steven, 7 p.m. Eastern time before kickoff. Friday, we'll do a little 2023 fantasy football mock draft. Saturday, I think I'm going to hop on Saturday morning before the games because we got games all day Saturday. So it's probably probably not Saturday morning, but like 11 or 12 on Saturday. Then I think I'm going to hop back on Saturday night. I haven't decided yet. But Sunday is Christmas. I ain't going to stream, just so you guys know. But I might hop on for a little bit late Saturday night. We might just do a stupid fun stream. I might set up the old Xbox and play a little Madden or something. I don't know. I haven't decided. We'll see how I feel Saturday. So I might just watch like a Christmas movie or something. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So we'll see. Must start running backs, must start receivers, must start defenses, must start kickers are all out. Must start quarterbacks and tight ends to stream will drop tomorrow. I'll probably do a panic segment for the week, and I'll do my underdog pick'ems. I see J-Dubs asking about that. J-Dubs, I want to wait as long as I can before I release that video. Friday night. Friday during the day sometime. It'll come out. So I want to wait as long as I can. Give you guys the most accurate lines and have the most information overall. So yeah, Friday. The pickup videos will always be at the end of the week for sure. Thomas, last week with Lamb, AJ Brown, Metcalf, Dobbins, Barkley combined for a massive 1 touchdown. Jeez. Elliot, I appreciate that, bro. Burger Dog, I appreciate you, bro. Enjoyed having you this season, my guy. John can go to the gym on Christmas, but you can't stream. Who said I'm going to the gym? The gym's not even open. I won't be going to the gym on Christmas. I do have a gym in the basement though I can go to. Can we draft a fantasy draft team with you and Madden? Sure, yeah. I'm good at that. I don't have the latest Madden though. So yeah, I'll try and get the Xbox set up. I think I have everything still plugged in for Streamlabs, so we should be good. But yeah, maybe we'll see how I feel Saturday night. I'm definitely going to stream Saturday before the games. So yeah, that'll be a good plan. I'm good with it, J-Dubs. All right, guys, I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you guys for hanging out tonight. Thank you guys for the fancy questions. Shout out to all the new subscribers who joined during the stream. And I appreciate you guys, man. Hit that like button on the way out. Hit that subscribe button. Of course, if you're new to the channel, check out all the links down below. Join the Discord. Follow us on Instagram. And I just appreciate you guys coming out tonight. And, yeah. Mel, I appreciate you. Pray, John, excuses, breaking the gym. Tony, I appreciate you. Thomas, appreciate you, dog. You guys have a great night. Everyone be safe. Everyone have a great Wednesday. Hit me up on Discord, Instagram, YouTube comments if you guys need anything. Like I said, must start running backs, receivers, and kickers and defenses are out by Steven. Steven had some fun this week, especially in the must start kickers video. Go check those out. Go let him know who you guys are starting at those positions this week. He'd love to hear from you guys. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Love you guys, man. Love this community. Love the Catch fam. With that, I'll say thank you guys so much for watching and or listening. And remember, you saw it here.